Beneath the burning African sun, where the golden grasses sway with the whispers of survival, the lion reigns supreme. The savanna is his kingdom, a land carved from blood, dominance, and the endless cycle of life. Yet, within this empire of strength and pride, there exists a darker truth, one that reveals the merciless side of nature's greatest predator. Tonight, we witnessed one of the most haunting spectacles in the animal world, when a lion turns on his own cub. In the heart of the pride, lionesses nurture their young in a sanctuary of warmth and vigilance. The cubs, barely weeks old, stumble clumsily across the dusty earth, their playful roars no louder than whispers in the wind. These fragile creatures represent the future of the pride, the continuation of a bloodline etched into the heart of Africa. But that future is never guaranteed. For each tiny heartbeat, there is a shadow looming. The shadow of the male lion. The king is powerful, his mane a crown of authority, his presence unchallenged. But beneath the grandeur lies an instinct as old as the species itself. A new male, drawn by dominance and survival, views the cubs not as heirs, but as obstacles. They are living reminders of another male's legacy. And in the brutal hierarchy of lions, there is no room for weakness. The attack comes swiftly, sudden as a summer storm. The male approaches, his golden eyes burning with primal resolve. The lioness is desperate, close ranks around their cubs, their growls slicing through the still air. They know what is at stake: life, lineage, and the fragile bond of motherhood. Yet, even the combined courage of lionesses cannot always resist the raw power of a determined male. A cub strays just inches too far, and in that instant, nature reveals its merciless law. The male lunges, his teeth finding the fragile body of the young. A scream echoes across the plains, not human, but just as piercing. It is the cry of innocence, meeting the raw edge of survival. The lionesses charge, their claws raking the dust, their roars exploding into chaos. They fight with the fury that only mothers know, striking, biting, clawing to protect their blood. But the king's strength is overwhelming. He shakes the cub once, twice, until silence falls. The savanna grows quiet. Dust hangs heavy in the air. The lioness stares at the lifeless body of her offspring, her amber eyes filled with rage and grief. In this moment, the audience of nature bears witness to both her helplessness and her courage. It is a scene that chills the heart, yet it is no accident of cruelty. This act, as savage as it seems, is written deep within the code of life. By eliminating the cubs, the male forces the females back into estrus, ensuring his lineage, his bloodline, will survive. In the harsh calculus of evolution, only the strongest genes endure. The lioness does not understand evolution, only loss. She will lick the body of her cub, nudging it as if it might still awaken, as if the warmth of her breath might stir its small chest. But the savanna is indifferent. Around her, vultures circle in the rising thermals, patient witnesses to the aftermath of tragedy. Still, the pride must go on. The surviving cubs huddle close to their mothers, sensing the danger, trembling in silence. They will learn, even at this young age, that survival demands sacrifice. For every cub that falls, another learns to tread more carefully in the shadow of power. Days pass. The male, satisfied in his dominance, patrols the territory. His roar thunders across the plains, a warning to rivals, a proclamation of ownership. For the lionesses, the cycle begins again. Their bodies respond to the king's presence, their instincts pushing them back toward reproduction. And though grief lingers, their nature compels them to submit. To fight the cycle would mean extinction. The cub's death, as painful as it is, ensures the pride's future. By the next season, new cubs will emerge from the shelter of the grasses. They will carry the blood of the king, who reigns now. Their survival, too, will hang on the edge of chance. On the battles, their father wins. On the hunts, their mothers endure. On the fragile balance between predator and prey. Such is the paradox of the lion, both guardian and destroyer, both symbol of strength and reminder of nature's cruelty. To watch him is to witness the beauty and brutality of survival intertwined. He does not kill with malice. He kills because he must. For the lioness, there is no time to dwell on sorrow. She must hunt to feed the pride, defend against scavengers, and care for the remaining young. At dusk, she moves silently through the tall grass, muscles rippling. Beneath her golden coat, her eyes fixed on a herd of antelope. The hunt is relentless, for life allows no pause, not even for grief. As the sun sinks beneath the horizon, the pride gathers once more. The surviving cubs nestle against their mothers, while the king lies in the fading light, a silhouette of raw power. The plains stretch endlessly around them, alive with the sounds of cicadas, distant hyenas, and the eternal heartbeat of the wild. This is Africa, where every dawn brings hope, and every dusk carries loss. The story of the lion is not one of cruelty, but of survival. In his attack on his cub, we see not evil, but the uncompromising logic of nature's design. It is harsh, it is tragic, yet it is also the reason the lion endures. For millions of years, this balance has shaped the savanna, and tonight, beneath a sky ablaze with stars, it continues still. The lion, fierce and unyielding, remains the ruler of this land not despite his savagery, but because of it. Here in the heart of the wild, life and death are bound in eternal embrace. The cub's cry fades into memory, but the pride moves forward, as it always has. For in this kingdom, survival is the only law, and every life is both a gift and a gamble.